Hello, and welcome to the introduction of the newest ADAS system from Autel, the IA700. Going to give everyone a few minutes to join us today. In the meantime, I'd like to point out that there are IA700 marketing materials available for download during the event under the handouts icon. That should be on the right side of your webinar dashboard or screen. Also, Stuart Peregrine and Eric Sponholtz, two members of the Autel ADAS team, will be available at the end of the presentation to answer questions you may have on the IA700. So please stick around for that. You can submit questions during the event under the questions icon. Look for a question mark on your screen.
Welcome to the introduction of our latest product, the IA700. This unit has been engineered for mobile bay to bay and portability to shop. It's an optical system, so we save lots of time, we validate repairs, and as you saw earlier, it breaks down in 5 pieces, which makes it really super easy and portable to get shop to shop. Eric, let's talk a little bit about really the features and the benefits and you know how we came to engineer this product and how it's going to help some of our customer base. But let's talk a little bit about the cameras and some of the features first.
6 optical cameras on board, so the folks that have an IA900 out there or even our IA800 are familiar with their optical placement, right? What does that mean for the shop? Well, a couple of things. Number one, it's going to decrease setup time significantly over any non-camera based system. So no more chalk lines and tape measures and laying everything out on the floor. It's going to decrease that setup time significantly.
Let's talk a little bit about that alignment pre-check. Why is that so important, Eric? Obviously, we're able to document that process and ensure that the wheel alignment is in spec before moving forward with an ADAS calibration. That's really required and with any OEM when it comes to an alignment, making sure that the thrust angle is within range. Let's click the alignment pre-check feature here and really speak to how this works.
Yeah, we talked about how important that is for a lot of reasons, not only a necessary step prior to ADAS calibration, but also a way to increase revenue in the shop, right?
Yeah, so let's just click check prior to any ADAS calibration. That's what we're going to use in this particular example. It's going to ask a few more questions here on what the actual vehicle is. We've already pre-populated the vehicle. It's going to tell us that what tools we're going to need, so everything's really spelled out nicely with these screens. So follow the prompts, read instructions, and obviously vehicle preparation is really key to anything for success here. So remember, almost 100% of the time you have to have a full tank of gas. You need to make sure if you're doing any calibration with a camera, with targets, you need to make sure the windshield's clean. That's basic stuff. Read through the instructions and follow them and execute. Your first step will be following the instructions here and getting the system all leveled out. So you look at pitch angle and you'll look at roll angle. And you dial in the unit to 0, all this out. You got to make sure it's in the green. This will be a very sensitive procedure. but only takes a few seconds to actually execute. The cameras will automatically look for the targets. Once they find the targets, it's going to ask you to execute the rolling compensation. So with the 6 cameras, obviously we're able to look at unlevel floor compensation, which is a really big deal out there. We understand every shop is a little bit different. There is no perfect level floor. So we're able to compensate for some of those things. So on this screen, you have your 3 choices. This will be a flat level surface on a raised surface with a vehicle lift, and then also your unlevel floor compensation. So C is always your unlevel floor compensation method. We'll click C and follow these instructions again. So again, is there enough space in front of the vehicle? Obviously, in this case, we have plenty of space in front. Again, this will be setting up the system to zero out everything before you start your process. Place your system in front of the vehicle. Add your tire clamps and targets. It's going to initialize our cameras. It's going to look for targets again and automatically.
So think about the mobile calibration technician and mobile shop, right?
Yeah.
Now we've got the ability to compensate for the uneven floor a lot better.
Yeah, we obviously always still need a controlled environment with lighting, and it's always indoor, shop to shop. But find your space. But then when you get there, you're going to have some automated steps, and you're again not going to have to get those tape measures out. So you can go from 45-minute calibrations down to maybe under 10 minutes or less.
Robotic crossbar. This thing will move up and down and track. Really cool feature of this system. No more cranking the wheel to make it go find where it needs to go for that particular calibration. This will track targets and go find its mark, right?
Yeah, the automated crossbar is really an amazing feature. It does hit the mark each and every time, and it also validates it into the report, so you know the exact height.
Right.
It will gray itself out and not let the technician move forward until it's actually in spec. So that's an amazing feature in itself, I believe, because we don't want the technician to ever set the targets up incorrectly, and we have features built into the tool to ensure that that does ever happen.
Another great feature, this system includes tire clamps instead of rim clamps. So quick release, where it's all about efficiency, getting on and off the job, moving this from bay to bay, shop to shop. These quick release tire clamps really make life easy.
So Eric, let's show the guided ADAS feature. Let's talk a little bit about what is guided ADAS, how does it help shops, and really why did we invent this app?
Yeah, it's an OEM enhanced procedure using our targets and our placement method with optical system, but then using the factory tool or the OE tool to complete the calibration.
So you select the frame that you have, whether it's a MA600, an IA700, an IA900, and then those instructions will be in the tool to help you set up all your targets. What's cool about the optical placement systems is it's going to help you guide that process and make it really, really easy for you. When you look at the first screen, you have menu functions. You can go into this different ways. So the first way is just like what would be in the tool normally. You select the model of vehicle. If your vehicle is in there, we should have the instructions. The second one would be custom data. Let's say you have a vehicle that is altered and you need to put some special specs in. You're able to do that with custom data. And then no parameters, which no parameters may be a situation where our 2025 vehicle has come out, but you can go to service information and add that information into guided ADAS so that you can complete the calibration and set up the targets correctly. So let's just show real quickly by selecting a model. Let's try our Genesis. that we're working on here today. We're in the USA, G70, 2-liter, okay. You jump into what system that you want to calibrate. And here are all the instructions. So your setup procedure will be here, the target that's needed, how much space that's really required. And so you can perform this calibration and think of this as now just an optical placement system. And you're going to be able to use, if you own a factory scan tool in the shop, you can use that factory tool to initiate the calibration and use this system as an optical placement system. And then the next thing that is really, really cool is we'll show the remote expert feature. This could be used with remote expert too. So a remote expert will have a factory scan tool on the backside, remote into your vehicle, and can complete that calibration and that scan. And you're going to set the targets up all optically and ensure that it's done properly. And it's going to add that optical validation into your report. So think of that as OEM instructions enhanced that just prove the placement method that you performed. So Eric, show us a little bit about the remote expert icon and what it's able to do for us.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. A remote expert is a service that we offer on the MS909, the MS919, and the MS Ultra. And finally, our X-Link, which is our standalone smart VCI, that will allow us to complete a repair or a function, ADAS calibration, maybe a module replacement or flashing or programming task that we don't have the ability to do. We don't have that factory tool in front of us, and we need that factory tool to perform the work. So we're going to go ahead and click on the remote expert icon right on the tablet. It's going to pull up our device. And let's just say that we're doing a task for somebody, and on this vehicle, this is a real life situation. It's going to pull in the G70 here that we're working on, and they installed something that wasn't woken up. It needed to be coded, flashed, programmed, right? So we're going to go to module replacement, hit OEM parts, add programming module, maybe it's ADAS. And then from here, we can select an expert manually, or we can not select an expert at all. And in that case, once we fill out the necessary information, what's really cool about this, we were already in the scan of the vehicle. So it pulled that post-scan report and pulled it right into remote expert, which is really cool. And then we're going to finally describe our vehicle in any way, whatever we need help with. We can insert photos or videos and then hit submit. And if we hit submit, it's going to find that first available remote technician that can do the work for us. Now, let's say that someone comes back, and again, our average wait time on the remote expert platform is less than 5 minutes. A remote expert is going to reach out and say, I can do this job for you. Here's what it's going to cost. You agree to a price. You both agree to the work. You hit submit and agree. The remote technician is going to remote into the tool and do the work. The car never leaves your bay, so we're not taking it to the dealership. We're not waiting for a remote technician to come by on their schedule. We're able to do it on our time.
So Eric, let's talk a little bit more about the customers and how all those features help our particular customer base. What about our glass customers that have an MA600 or want to get into this business? How's this going to really help a glass guy that's out there in a van going shop to shop?
Great news about this system is that if you got existing targets from your MA600, they'll carry right over. So there's no need to buy additional targets if you've got an MA600 frame. Secondly, we talked about the portability and mobility. We took it out of the Suburban back there. We set it up really quickly in pieces, right? Mm-hmm. Easy to move around and very modular. But we backed that up with that optical system, back to optical placement, right? Oh, by the way, we've got a pre-alignment check built in, right? So now we can uncover additional revenue opportunities, or at least validate to our customer, hey, there's something that's maybe not right here, right?
Yeah, that is something on a manual setup. You're not able to check wheel alignment. Right. That's the most crucial step. If you're not checking that, we need to be checking that. This ensures that it's done each and every time, and it generates more revenue for you or the shop that you're helping out. So we feel like, again, it's back to the safe repair, right, and always have it validated into a report itself.
Yeah, Stu, what about a mechanical shop? So we talked about shop to shop, but what about bay to bay?
Yeah, so what's awesome in a mechanical shop, think about this. If you have a current alignment system and you really like how it works for you, set this up in another bay, and when you're either doing oil changes or you have a dedicated space, and do those alignment pre-checks to drive more alignment business to that aligner that's already in your shop. Absolutely. And then, oh, by the way, you're able to finish ADAS calibration too. So with every alignment out there, a lot of times we see it does require some sort of ADAS calibration. We know there's always a steering angle relearn. That's been that way for several years now. Well, now we're to the point where vehicles are requiring ADAS calibrations even after a basic alignment procedure. So you mechanical shops, your opportunity here, it's major.
And for the fact it's running off a full functional scan tool on our MS909, mechanical shop can plug into the car, run a pre-scan, and really as a dealership alternative, run that pre-scan, take a look at what's going on in the vehicle, do that alignment pre-check. Oh, now we've needed alignment. Now we can take it over to our aligner if we choose another aligner.
Absolutely. So very affordable option. I think that's the other thing that we should really hit on.
Right.
If you're already used to our targets and you have those targets, this is an easy upgrade for sure. If you're just getting into this type of work, obviously the return on investment is very, very, very high and very, very fast. Thanks, Eric, for helping out today. This was a great event. Hopefully everyone that attended thought this was useful and got something out of it. We're always here to help you complete all of your ADAS calibrations in-house and make the revenue that really you need to be making.
This is the latest in the family of our Autel ADAS solutions, and we're really excited you got to join us tonight. Thank you so much for your time. We're taking pre-orders now. This system's going to be available in September of this year. So get your orders in. Be one of the first to have this really complete optical solution that, as Stuart said at the beginning, bay to bay, shop to shop, modular in design, goes apart in 5 pieces, easy to transport if we need to. Alignment pre-check, optical placement with 6 optical cameras, unlevel floor compensation, really big things, right? And plus, the Autel ADAS target coverage that you know and love, best target coverage in the market, most complete diagnostic coverage in the marketplace as an aftermarket tool. So thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, and thanks to all the previous customers that have bought into the Autel ADAS systems. We really appreciate everything that you've done for us to make us the market leader. We're going to continue to bring out the latest and greatest, and we welcome anybody and everybody that wants to invest into our products. We got the training programs to help back it up, and this is what we do. This is what we do each and every day. We're experts in this. We want to see you all succeed in the aftermarket. Let's get this. The time is now. It's not 5 years from now. The opportunity is right this second. So let's all go get it.
Okay, very nice job, gentlemen. By the way, my name is Greg Bartlett. I did not introduce myself in the beginning. My name is Greg Bartlett. I'm the Director of Marketing. And I'd like to thank and introduce again Stuart and Eric. Very nice job, gentlemen, on the introduction video there. And thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Greg, for the introduction. Really appreciate it.
You got it.
Greg.
Okay, so why don't we talk about where the i700 fits into the current lineup of Autel ADAS systems, and then a little more about the system itself and its available packages.
Yeah, sure. So I think this slide really does a good representation of really all of our frames that are available today. Everybody may be familiar with the MA600 frame, which is very lightweight and basic setup frame. It, again, mobile, but it's all mechanical, and so setup time is really on the high end, right? There's other collapsible crossbar, so it's real nice, tight storage, and can go shop to shop pretty well. The IA800 was really built upon the original Big Red frame, and its main focus was in shop only, and although the standard frame was great when it came out in 2019, here we are 5 years later already. The camera placement on that system makes that pretty decent, but there is no automation built into that system. It is fully optical, which does help with setup, but as far as your automatic robotic arms, it does not have that. So it does include the alignment pre-check, but again, that system was never intended to be portable, and it's way too bulky. Then we have our 900, which is our top of the line system today. It's in shop again, but its main focus is really diagnostics, alignment, and calibration all into one package. So it does really everything outside of not being able to be shop to shop. So bay to bay real easily. And that's where the 700 we feel comes in and really hits a nice spot in the market. It is a mobile system, meaning you can break it down with those 5 pieces and get it in a van, in a vehicle to go shop to shop. And it also can be used in shop only if that's what you choose it to be. So again, it has all the nice features, and we feel like it's going to really be a nice addition to really the whole category. Eric, you have anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, to your point, Stuart, we talked about a few minutes earlier, you know, the 700 could be a great opportunity to drive revenue to that alignment bay, have that in a separate place in the shop, do those alignment pre-checks, and then if an alignment is needed, send it over to the alignment rack and the alignment machine.
Yeah, great. So Greg, let's jump to the next slide fast. Here's our core packages. Again, if you have an MA600 today, there is a package set up just for you where you could just get the frame. You'll have the tire clamps. You also will have a new MS909, comes with a cover. So you have everything that you need. MSRP pricing is on your screen. You can't get this without a 909 tablet. Just know you'll have to have an ADAS subscription, and you'll have to rebind that subscription to the IA700. So just keep that in mind when you're looking to purchase the system. We're going to strongly recommend buying this with the tablet. That way everything is set up, ready to go, and ready to go right out of the box for you. The middle one is really for forward-facing cameras only. So really the mobile glass guy, that's where this system would really fit nicely. Again, that comes with the tablet, so that thing's ready to roll right out of the box. And then your all systems. So the all systems package is just like the current all systems package in a IA900 system. So you're able to do everything around the car. There are some extras that you need for an all systems. If you do Maseratis, we don't put that in the package. We don't think you need that unless you work on a bunch of Maseratis, right? So think of it like that. There are some specific targets that are very low volume in cars. That's why they're not in there. Just ask for those. We have a list of really everything that you need there. So anything I missed?
Just want to reiterate again that these systems come with tire clamps, not wheel clamps. So that's a really nice upgrade. And these tire clamps they're easy to get on and off the vehicle and really enhance these packages.
Yeah, next slide, Greg. So again, included accessories, we kind of hit on this already. So a set of tire clamps, the alignment aid. That alignment aid is what the camera looks at and gives you the distance. So now we know the distance in front of the vehicle. And it's able to do the calculations with the cameras. A steering wheel holder, that's required because we're doing a rolling compensation to get those alignment readings. Also, whenever you're doing a rolling comp to perform the unlevel floor compensation. Unlevel floor compensation does a rolling compensation of the vehicle, and that way we're able to understand how the vehicle is set in the bay. So we can adjust for a slight bay that's not quite done. That works very well. So again, your dust cover is included, and if you're buying a package that has a tablet, obviously the tablet and ADAS card and DCI.
Yeah, sure. That MS909 is our top tier of scanners that we offer. So full bidirectional controls, J2534 box for flashing and programming with that OE subscription that you may have, or to what we talked about in the video, that remote expert functionality with the ability to have a remote technician help you complete that task.
Yeah, next slide, Greg. So again, the target markets, Eric, if you want to expand on this, just go right ahead and we'll talk to this one.
Yeah, so let's start at the top left in mobile ADAS calibration. This system is really designed for time savings, adding that alignment pre-check function, the optical target placement, unlevel floor compensation. We can't go over that enough. Really key advantage to this system is the unlevel floor compensation with those 6 cameras that are looking at not only the vehicle in front of us, but the floor as well. Really ideal for glass installation, mobile calibration, and multi-location businesses. So taking it apart, putting it back together in those 5 or 6 pieces, and moving it on down the road to the next facility or location. Next, let's look at in-shop ADAS calibration. So, what Stuart talked about a little bit in the video, right? We've got the ability to do alignment pre-check and advanced ADAS calibrations, looking to expand your capabilities, but you already have your wheel alignments taken care of with another system. So that's going to be ideal for what you can see here: collision repair, calibration centers, general repair, and tire and wheel. Stuart, what about existing 600 and 900 owners?
Yeah, I think the greatest thing for that is just all of the targets work from an MA600, a 700, and a 900. So everything is interchangeable. So that's super nice. We know people have made huge investments in target packages. Stuff's not cheap. It's built well. It lasts forever if you take care of it and utilize those targets that you already have to use on this 700 system. So I think that's the biggest deal there. If you're already a 900 user and you're doing a lot of alignments in your shop, you need a 700 to do alignment pre-checks to drive a ton more revenue over to that aligner and get even more alignments and even ADAS calculations. So I think that's the key component there, depending on what your business model looks like. And then lastly, the digital inspection piece. So just think of it like this. Again, when you plug into the vehicle, you're going to do a health check of everything, every module in the car. So diagnostically speaking, we just did a whole digital inspection of all the modules. The next piece will be if you want to do actual physical check ball joints and check suspension systems, TPMS, you can add those TPMS tools into this workflow, which will grab that data and put it into your reports, which is really awesome. There's also a tire tread depth tool, that ITS 600, that works really nice. So you're able to capture all that information into a digital format, which again helps you sell more services. That's the key to this. We want to help that technician workflow. We want tools to make their job easier, but also document it so that you can go sell your services that you ultimately have to stay in business. So again, it's an ultimate digital inspection machine that not only does it from a physical standpoint to help you document the things wrong with the vehicle, but diagnostically, and then, oh, by the way, you're able to finish repairs with ADAS calibration, which is really the big thing. That's where the money is in all this. And from a safety standpoint, we have to, as a group, have to come together and understand we have to be doing this procedure and doing it right each and every time to ensure that these vehicles are going down the road in a nice, safe order. So My kids are driving down the road. Your kids are driving down the road. You know, our families. We want to make sure that when that vehicle leaves, it's perfect. And if it's not, then we need to bring it back in and let's do it right. So our tools are, the intent is help technician workflow, help shops make money, and always prove the work and make sure that it was done correctly so that it's a safe repair. So with that, I think we're done with our presentation portion. Greg, we'll pass it off to you and we'll take some questions and gladly answer them the best that we can.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stu. So we got quite a bit of questions. We've got a little bit of time here, so let's see how quickly we can get through these. This is from Sean Sullivan. He asks, can you do an alignment pre-check going shop to shop without a rack setup by a rolling compensation?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a flat level surface. You're going to do that rolling comp, just like we showed in the video that was on a rack. As long as it's a relatively flat and level concrete surface without things in the way, yes, absolutely, we're going to do that rolling compensation. You do not want to have it on such a slope that you cannot control that rolling comp. So what that means is if you're going to manually roll that vehicle, you want to make sure that it's not on a surface that that vehicle could roll away, right? So in the video, we saw Eric actually in the vehicle controlling that rolling compensation so that he had full control over that vehicle. So know that it needs to be on a flat level surface to get an accurate reading for alignment check. Okay, that goes for any system that's out there. Anything that is going to check alignment, you need that flat level surface the best that you can make.
Okay, we had a few questions on this topic. Does it have the same wheel alignment functionality as the IA900? Maybe you can clarify that for us.
It does alignment pre-check. So it will give you readings. It does not give you the ability to go through the adjustments of all the actual alignment procedures like the 900 does.
Okay. We also got a fair amount of questions on what Autel tablets the IA700 will pair with, and questions along the lines of if the tablet was previously paired to an existing Autel frame and system. If you can kind of cover that for us.
Yeah, so it's all our Ultra series, 909, 919, and Ultra scan tools, the IA700 we work on. Far as the actual binding to the 700 frame, if you've already got a tool bound to another frame, you would have to contact customer support and get the system rebound to the IA700. We're going to strongly discourage you from doing that because what we need you to probably be doing is make sure you have a dedicated tool for this system. Utilize the tools that you already have in place, but get you a dedicated, make sure you buy this package, in my opinion, that's set up ready to go. Don't skimp out on the couple $1,000. It's not worth it to you in your business at all.
Yeah, and as a adder to that, you know, and back in those packages, and Greg, you don't need to go back there necessarily, but any of those part numbers that ends with a T is going to designate comes with tablet, and that tablet will be the MS909 with ADAS upgrade software.
All right, back to wheel alignment. How accurate, this is from Sean Brooks, by the way, how accurate is the wheel alignment when the mounts are attached to the tire?
That's very accurate. That's what a rolling compensation does. It may be hard for people to wrap their head around that, but the reality is the clamps, because of that rolling compensation, as long as they don't move, you will get an accurate reading. So where a tire clamp potentially could move is if you have a very floppy sidewall tire, like let's say it's a 75 series. You don't see 75 series sidewalls anymore in vehicles. You see 60, 55, 50 sidewalls. So the sidewall is very, very, very strong and stout. It doesn't flex, right? So as long as the tire clamp does not move onto the actual assembly, that rolling compensation adjusts for everything. It's exactly what every 3D image machine on the market, whether it's Autel's or the competitors, that's what that whole process does.
Thanks, Stu. This one is from Chandler Finn. He asked, oftentimes there's a lapse in software coverage during ADAS calibrations. If I need a want to use an OE tool to perform the function, will I still be able to use an IA700?
Yes, guided ADAS or remote execute.
All right. Can this device perform radar calibrations or strictly LDW static calibrations?
Depending on the package, it does everything. It's in the software. It depends on what target package that you have.
So the LDW package as it's configured, you can see in the photo there is going to include lane departure targets. However, when you look at the AST to the right, you'll see some items near the top left and in the middle there that are going to help you complete those radar calibrations.
Okay. This question is from Prince Patel. Do you support Tesla?
Yes, we have a Tesla target. There's a Tesla wiring adapter kit, and there's Tesla software in the tool, which I think does a superior job over the regular method. You're able to actually capture the process of the actual work being done. You're able to capture the not only the target placement, but also the steps within toolbox or on your menu screen within the vehicle, and include that into a post-scan report. So it is what I would call, and we say this a lot, is OEM enhanced, and it's enhanced to a very good degree. To show your work, improve what you did over the manual method, and gives you the ability to get paid. So it's all in there.
Yeah, for that matter, if anybody wants to take a note, that Tesla target Autel part number is 611-07. That's the optional Tesla target. It is not part of any of our existing packages you see up here today. It is optional, but it is available and in stock. And to what Stuart mentioned, we also have a Tesla kit and a Tesla kit 3Y, test kit and test kit 3Y, which are those wire connectors to help us get that report and complete the repair.
All right. Before I ask the next question, I just want to give credit to Matthew Hume, who kind of shouted out during the presentation the idea of you are not supposed to do calibration outside or in car parks or parking lots. So to that point, we had a question: do you still need ample space for this calibration tool and in a dark area?
Yes, it's controlled environment. We said that during the presentation, which means lighting. You want to control the surroundings, so neutral colors on the walls. You don't want black and white on your walls that look like targets. You don't want wind coming in, moving the target around from an outside source. Again, it's the intent of all calibrations is to control the environment. It is never to be done outdoors. You will see in service information, control your surroundings, control your environment, stated over and over again. And that's exactly what we're going to say. So the mobility piece is just to help you get to the next controlled environment. That's what that means. It doesn't mean go outside, do it in the sunlight.
We have basic requirements on our website. So based on the type of calibration or shop that you're with, and based on the environment, we can give you different parameters based on calibration types.
Yeah, and then I think the question about space, the OEMs dictate space. We do not change the distances. We do not change the size of the target. We're setting the target in what the OEM is asking for at the correct distance. So when we talk about space requirements, forward-facing camera target space on average is only about 10 feet in front of the vehicle. Some of them are at the bumper. Some of them are multi-steps at the bumper and then, maybe 1,200 millimeters away. Or others are 16 feet. That would be the maximum on forward-facing camera target. But again, the OEM dictates how much space is going to be required.
Yeah, like some of our other systems, the 700's on wheels, so it's very easy to move either the frame or the vehicle in order to achieve that calibration space required.
Okay, we got a question from Sean Sullivan. If working with a body shop, an insurance company wants a pre-check or alignment with visible damage, is it still going to perform a pre-check with specified ranges for the vehicle?
Yeah, so when you plug it into the vehicle, it does what we call that pre-scan. So it takes the actual make, model, and year, and it provides that alignment spec into the alignment pre-check feature. And so you'll have what the OEM recommends and then what your actual results are. So you'll be able to show that it would need an alignment and that procedure would need to be a chargeable event.
Okay. The package shows the traditional radar calibration system. Does the IA700 perform the radar calibration, or is it still the manual method?
In majority of the models today, there's in the instructions it'll ask you two different ways. You'll use either our 5-line laser method or now the 2-line laser method. The 2-line laser, what it does is you follow the instruction, put it on the crossbar. It's going to use the cameras and the targets on the wheels to help you place the frame, and then the laser marks the spot. So once you know where the spot is, you're able to place your trihedral and your stand on that spot, and you would move the frame out of the way to perform that radar calibration. Remember, radar is going to look for any metal, so the frame cannot be in front of the vehicle if you're doing that front radar calibration. But during that setup, we're going to use the frame and the targets and a 2-line laser to find that spot. And then you're going to place that trihedral, reflector, and stand, and then move the system out of the way. Just like the 900 does. So that is exactly like the 900 flow.
We had a couple questions on commercial vehicle coverage. Does the IA700 offer that, or do you have any systems that do?
Currently, all CB is it requires a MS909 CB scan tool, and the instruction set for the CB today are for the standard frame and the MA600 frame. But with guided ADAS today, that's in the 700, you would be able to add any of the spec information into guided ADAS and perform that calibration. What I'm going to say on the CBs, though, in most cases, you're pretty much at the bumper of those trucks, and you set your height based on whatever height is, tire size and so forth that's on the truck itself. So I'm going to say that the optical setup today on CV is not that much of a benefit, but just because it's a real basic setup procedure on CV currently.
Okay. We had a fair amount of questions on when will the IA700 be available and who do they purchase from?
So we will see inventory and start shipping systems out towards the end of September. Far as a distributor, you need to pick somebody that you're already doing business with. If you buy a lot of parts, look at your part suppliers. If you buy tire supplies, look at your tire supply partners. If you buy glass, look at your glass supply partners. If you're looking to set up your own calibration center, please reach out to us. We have plenty of partners that do that and are experts in that, know how to set it up, know how to help you, and can help you partner that out. So again, this depends on your situation and what your business model is. Most of the time we find that though amongst those things, we can direct you to the right distributor for purchase.
All right, Eric and Stu, is there anything else you guys want to add before we wrap this up?
I just want to, again, thank really all of our customers that have invested with Autel. We really do appreciate it. We're doubling down on investing in training and helping customers succeed. And this product development is just another piece of this puzzle. We want to continue to advance and make your jobs easier. We want to ensure that the job's always done correctly. We want to try to give you all access. Right to repair should mean you should have access to, the ability to complete repair vehicles. If you're not part of that advocacy, please get a part of that. To be in the aftermarket, we have to stick together. We have to really insist upon giving us access to this information. And so please be a part of that. Be a part of that solution. And let's continue to take this to a whole new level. It's been an amazing ride so far, and we want to exceed your expectations each and every time. And if you see things that can help us, please drop us a line. We're always willing to listen. This is how all of our products get developed, is we really listen to the customer. We really want to understand your pain and your problem. How can we build something to eliminate that pain and put that greenback into your pocket? I think at the end of the day, that's what we all are here to do. And we just want to do it the best possible way. So with your support and with your voice, that just makes us all stronger. So whatever y'all can do to be a part of Right to Repair, please help with that.